So let's connect you through an organization called Seniors Serving Seniors. It was formed in Victoria in 1981 as a one-stop shop for seniors to glean information and help with obtaining a wide variety of services. And part of their mandate is to provide volunteers in the community to help with anything from rides and errands to simple companionship. Gwen Gaddes is the education coordinator and serves on the board of Seniors Serving Seniors and joins us in the studio. Gwen, hello.
Hi, David.
Thank you for coming in. I appreciate
thanks
that.
for the invite.
So I mentioned a few of the things that volunteers do, but what sort of volunteer services does your organization provide? Can you, without giving me the whole list, is there a variety of?
Well, amongst our programs, we have a program called Return to Health that supports frail, isolated seniors coming out of hospital. And we have a group of volunteers that work with those folks.
That's a good one. That's an important one because one of the things I wanted to ask you was about, that a lot of seniors are isolated. Many seniors are widowed. Many have outlived their families.
That's right.
And their friends. So they don't have that typical support group?
That's right. As we age, we lose friends and siblings, spouses, and suddenly a senior can find themselves quite isolated with not a lot of support. Yeah.
And that's one of the things your volunteers can...
That's what we do. We kind of take the place of what a family member might do for someone who's coming out of hospital. They may have been in hospital for weeks, maybe months. So transitioning them home.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's very difficult. So some of the other things you do, I mean, when I say run errands, volunteers might pick up groceries for seniors.
That's right.
or walk a pet, or I don't know.
That's right. We could take a senior to pharmacy to pick up their discharge prescriptions.
Right.
Take them to the grocery store. They may have a fridge that's empty, no food in there after weeks in hospital. We might coordinate medical visits for them, take them to those visits, and anything really from visiting, just providing friendship and companionship, maybe helping to sort a pile of mail and bills that have built up over the days and weeks. We'll do that.
Are there any things you can't do? It's not a nursing organization, and it's not really a caregiving organization.
That's right. We're not providing any kind of medical service. The Island Health Community Health Service will do that. We aren't able to do cleaning or laundry. A lot of folks have some clutter, magazines and recycling, and we aren't able to do that. We're unfortunately not able to go out and buy you a bottle of wine or pick up your medical cannabis, but we can help you find delivery services to do that.
Oh, okay.
And some of our folks come home in a wheelchair. Now we simply can't maneuver wheelchairs or lift them into cars.
Of course not.
Just general safety for the client and the volunteer.
Okay. So how does it work? Do clients who are seniors just sort of call up and ask for help in a specific service, or
yep.
Or
we can get referrals from the seniors themselves. Quite often our referrals, probably about 90%, come from the hospital. So the medical staff in hospital who are working to discharge these folks, they'll send us a referral and request certain services. So that's the bulk of our referrals. But family and clients can phone in themselves.
Obviously, there are benefits then for the elderly in need of some help. But do you find that the volunteers themselves are getting something out of this experience?
Absolutely. Most of our volunteers are volunteer for a reason. And this doesn't mean that it's a selfish thing. It just means that they really still have lots more knowledge and care to pass on. Recently retired, had a career of 35 years where I helped others, and I still want to do that. So it's really gives a lot back to the volunteer themselves.
Yeah, speaking of volunteers, I understand you have a number of them to call on, but you need more. January was a busy month, is that right?
January was a really busy month. A lot of folks coming out of hospital. I couldn't really explain why. And some of our volunteers were away taking their own downtime, their vacation. So we're in the process now of planning a new training series in beginning of March. and looking for folks who are interested in learning about us and learning how to assist these seniors coming
Do
home.
volunteers then who want to help out require a lot of training or maybe even just an understanding of proper protocols?
What we do is we offer 3 sessions. They're about 2 hours each. So it's a total of 6 hours just to teach them about communication skills with seniors, normal aging processes, what they can expect. So basics like that.
Are you looking for volunteers with specific knowledge, maybe those with a nursing background or say accounting or is it just anybody who feels good-hearted enough?
It's anybody who's got a heart and would like to help. So nurses sometimes are a little disadvantaged because they want to be a nurse. It automatically clicks in. But retired nurses, social workers, yes. Just the general public.
How many volunteers does Victoria's Serving Seniors have? Do you have any idea what the numbers are?
Right now our numbers are a bit low. We have about 25 active volunteers, and we could use about another half of that, another 15.
And in terms of time commitment, other than the 6 hours of training, what do people, if they want to volunteer, what would they sort of be looking at?
Well, we look at about once a week, might be an hour, 2 hours with a senior, might be a phone call on another day that week, but it really is very flexible and it varies according to what the client needs.
And you might be working with different people each session or each week, right?
Well, what we do is we match up a volunteer with a client, and they're usually with that client anywhere from 1 to 3 months.
Oh, great.
Sometimes a little longer. So they get to know that person, and then they say goodbye and welcome another client.
Gwen, you've had a long career in clinical nursing, including teaching student nurses at Camosun College. Is an organization like this filling some sort of much-needed holes in our healthcare system?
Absolutely. If you looked at the number of non-paid caregivers that supply care, probably the cost to pay those people would be billions of dollars. It would be huge. So unpaid caregivers make up a huge amount of the care provided.
As I age, I find I'm suddenly more of an advocate for treating our seniors with more dignity and helping them make their lives easier. Is there something we can say more generally speaking about how we treat the most aged of our society?
What's really interesting is that I think seniors' brains don't get old. You don't feel like an 80-year-old. Your body does. So we fail to respect the knowledge and skills and value that they can offer our community. They just kind of get lost, which is really sad.
That's a very good point to end on and food for thought. Thanks so much for joining us, Gwen.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks, David.
Gwen Gaddes is the Education Coordinator for Victoria's Serving Seniors.